So let's say that my name is Pierre Lecoq. I'm a French humanitarian living actually in Syria. I traveled around the world for the past years, and then I decided to stop in Syria to try to make a difference as much as I can. I sold what I had in France to try to come to help here, and every day I keep trying. Basically, since I arrived, I didn't really plan to stay, but when I arrived in Aleppo, the situation was really hard, and we were bombed every day, and basically I saw people I was working with dying from the start, so I decided to stay, and I decided to try to continue and to just keep moving forward, to try to build projects, to try to build ideas, to try to do anything which can make a difference, like help people or help them to feel hope, or just give something positive. So this is the reason I'm here, to give, but I'm learning also.
علامة حاليا.
Where I went to Aleppo. I grew up with Syrians when I was little, and actually the daughter of the man who lived with my parents, somehow they became, for me, in my heart, like my sisters. And some of their family, and they grew up in Aleppo, and they did their studies in Aleppo, and I heard a lot about Aleppo when I was little. The answer I will give you is not why I came to Aleppo, is why I stayed in Aleppo more, because basically when I arrived there I figured out that Aleppo was forgotten. The people of Aleppo were forgotten. The people who were living there were erased. People were dying every day, were bombed every day. There were mortars falling every hour. You had corner of the street, you have blood from an hour to another, and nobody cared. Nobody cared too much. Everybody was talking about outside, but we were not talking about the people. I feel heartbroken because I met so many amazing people. I met so many people who are suffering but still fighting, but nobody knows about them. I met a person which lived a lot of hard moments during the war. We both lived very hard moments during the war, and at that moment we connected because we are, I believe, two people who care about to care, and at that moment we connected because, you know, like I think it's a language that only the heart can understand. It's a language that only the soul can understand. I'm not sure that you can answer it by words, but I can say that yes, I fell in love for Syria. I fell in love for Aleppo. I fell in love for Damascus. I fell in love for the country. I fell in love for the people. I fell in love for Doha. I fell in love for everything here because there is something that only the soul or the heart can really understand. I'm not sure I can describe it by words. I think just the heart, my eyes, if somebody wants an answer, can look at my eyes and will understand.
هو الدين مش عائق، بس العادات عنا هي اللي بتسبب عائق، لأنه الدين بالنهاية بالنسبة لنا هو واحد. التشريعات السماوية، الكتب السماوية بتحكي عن توحيد إله واحد بالنهاية، فبالنسبة لنا ما كان هذا العائق. بس بالنسبة لوضع اجتماعي بالبلد أكيد كان يعتبر عائق ويعتبر صعب، وأكيد كانت خطوة كتير صعبة لبيير. أكيد هو خسر كتير ناس، في كتير ناس رح تكون تغيرت معه، في كتير شغلات رح تكون تغيرت من ناحية الناس تجاهه. بس بيير عنده قلب طاهر وأبيض. أنا ما بعتبر بقسم إسلام ومسيحية. نحن أنا وبيير عنا فكرة إنه الإنسان هو إنسان شو ما كان دينه، ما بنسأل حدا عن دينه. بس أنا ما أقنعته. أنا قلت له إنه نحن بالعادات عنا إنه المسلمة ما بتتزوج مسيحي كعادات. يعني أنا ما بنكتب كتابي بالمحكمة، مش لأنه أنا بدي. أنا كان حتى ما عندي مشكلة إنه أنا أكون مسيحية أو أي شيء، بس صعبة بالنسبة لأهلي. أهلي عائلة متدينة، ويعني كتير صعب بيير إنه رح تكون خطوة صعبة إلي ببلدي مع أهلي وناسي ورفقاتي، كتير رح تكون مرحلة رح أخسر كتير شغلات مثل ما هو أكيد خسر. فبيير وقت رحنا على المفتي قال لي المفتي إنه شايفة هالإنسان أنا بعتبره بغض النظر عن تسمية الديانة، أنا بعتبره إنه هو مسلم لأنه هو قلبه كتير نظيف وكتير طاهر وكتير أبيض وأنظف من كتير ناس إنه أنا بعرفهم، يعني هن مسلمين خلقة. فما صفت الإشكالية شو المسمى. فينا نكون مسيحية أو مسلمين بس يكون القلب واحد، المحبة وحدة، ويعني الفكرة هي نشر الإنسانية والرحمة. فهذا هو. أنا من طبعي ما كتير بسمع، يعني بسمع وبطنش، ما باخد كتير برأي العالم، لأنه لو بدي أخذ برأي العالم الأساس ما قبلت أتزوج بيير. لأنه قبل ما أتزوج بيير كتير سمعت نقد وكتير سمعت حكي، وأوله من أهلي طبعا قبل ما يكون من رفقاتي والناس اللي حوالي، وكيف تنبأوا لي للعلاقة بالفشل، ولحد هاللحظة بتنبأوا بالفشل وعلى بخطفوا منك وبخطفوكي منه وما بعرف من هذا الحكي. سمعت كتير قصص أنا ذات نفسي كون يعني مستغربتها. ما برد أو بقول إيه أوكي. أكتر شي زعجني هو ما انزعجت، بس هن فكرتهم إنه إيه إنه أنا أخذت بيير أخذ الجنسية. أنا لحد الآن إقامة ما عملت، تثبيت زواج ما عملت بفرنسا حتى. هذا الموضوع كان انسألت عنه حتى قبل ما انخطب لبيير، لما بلشت أشتغل معه من جهات مختصة مش من أي ناس عاديين. وسمعت بعدين انه في كتير ناس فعلا كانوا مع بيير وتركوا وخافوا لانه اجاهم هالاسئله، صارت في عندهم ملاحقات من جهات مختصه بهالموضوع. بالنسبه لي ما بخاف، لاني انا صادقه وصريحه وواضحه، وانا شفت انه بيير صادق وصريح وواضح وما بيعرف يكذب. يعني انا كشخص تعاملت معه ما بيعرف يكذب، فكانت عندي النتيجه انه اذا انا ما عم كذب وهو ما عم كذب ما في داعي نخاف. فلا مالي خايفة لا من المجهول ولا من التهديدات ولا من أي شيء. الموضوع بالنسبة إلي أنا بشعر إنه أنا out of the box. so أنا خلص بحبه لهالإنسان وأنا ما بحب القيود، فعطول بحاول مثل ما بقولوا انخلقت لنكسرها. فأنا من النوع اللي عطول بحب يكسر هالحواجز.
My country, France, has been one of the first countries which have been actually supporting the war in Syria. It has been one of the first countries to support the terrorists in Syria. It has been the first country to support financially the terrorists, to harm them, and to actually build what destroyed so many lives until now. because you need to be here to understand. What makes me really sad is that, you know, when you carry lies, you carry death. And basically the media today, they are encouraging death. They are encouraging suffering. They are encouraging the sanctions. When I could share like beautiful moments, like when we work with the kids, when we work with old people, we work with people who suffer, this actually is surprising for people outside because they don't understand that there is life here. They don't understand that there is kids. They don't understand there is like schools, like people trying to make their life. They don't understand that like down this street, these families with their kids would just go to try to buy a little something to eat, to spend time with their friends, couples, students who go out from school. Yani, the life is here. And when I'm taking picture and trying to show what life it means here, people are surprised because they never saw that. Actually, you know, it's simple. You can go to any French media, American media, British media, go to their news about Syria. Go to every single article. Show me kids happy. Show me families. Show me something about life. It doesn't exist because they erased the life. They erased the life to serve the war. Because if they will show you that here it's a city full of people, behind me it's in all this country 22 million people. And these people, they're alive, they're here, they're trying to stay alive. But if we show it to you, you will be against this war. So we erase the life. It's easiest to control. And if we have to show you life, we will just show you people who suffer, blood, dead people, kids who cry. It drives me crazy because the people who are living here, they're erased. And they are suffering. They're suffering because the image is cropped. Because they are ghosts. They are ghosts, basically.
بيير جربت شي مرة تخبر حدا من رفقاتك إنه يجي لهون؟
إيه.
إجوا؟
Actually, I started to try to connect with many people outside, to bring like people from outside Syria, inside Syria. So we help many people to come inside Syria. Not really friends. My friends actually they don't want to come to Syria because they're scared. The sanctions basically, this is the rope around their neck. It's to continue to suffocate people. Is to continue to kill them in the deepest part of their soul. They lost the military war. So now they're implementing a war which is much more violent than the rockets, much more violent than the mortars. So here basically you have people, we can't have benzene, we can't have fuel, the taxi can't work, the people can't go to their work, the people can't circulate. We don't have mazout. We can't warm ourselves, but everything is around 40 times more expensive. Why? The sanctions. The sanctions, because you can't bring anything from outside. You can't import anything from outside. We can't export anything from inside. And basically now, with the cost of the life, the sanctions against Lebanon, the sanctions against Syria, the prices are just impossible for people to deal. You know, there is no such thing as Syrian people, French people, American people, English people. They are people, just people. You don't need to think how a Syrian think. Just think yourself. Just think yourself. If you were living in a country where you can't have access to medicine, to food, to electricity, to gas, to warm yourself, if you feel that any day you can take a bomb in the face, what do you need? What do you think you need? You need to feel free. This is ways the war. You don't need to think as a Syrian person. You just need to think as yourself. Imagine your grandmother is here. Imagine your grandmother is living here in the country. What do you want for your grandmother? Don't you want her to be able to eat? To be happy? To sleep warm the nights? To feel safe? This is what people want. This is what you would want. This is what you would want. If you were living here, If you were living in a country where your family have been living for generations, where you have your kids, where you have your mother, your father, your grandparents, whoever, what do you want from them? You want them to be safe. You want them to be happy. You want them to be not hungry. You want them to be alive. You want them to feel in peace. What people want here? They want peace. They want to be fine. There is no such thing as politic. Politic is just outside. People talk about politics outside. Here, this country is like any other country. There is problem in politics, there is problem in government, in whatever. Like any other country, it's exactly the same. There is no difference between France, UK, Canada, Syria. Just it's a different culture. I'm a French person. I'm nothing and nobody. Nobody asked me to come here. I'm trying to do something I believe it's the right thing to do. But if I had to really convert this message to my country, to the people, to the president, to whoever, not to the president as president, but to the president as a person, it's important today to remember that people are paying the price. And some people will come with costumes and cravats and say, hey, this is the war. It's like that, it happened. No, no. Today, we are crushing an entire population. We are killing people. We are killing people as a nation, as France. We are destroying a country. We are destroying a culture. We are destroying... Sometimes it breaks my heart to say I'm French. Sometimes it breaks my heart to say I'm French because, you know, most of the people here, they know what role we have in this war. And they feel betrayed. They feel betrayed. فوت
شو أكتر أكلة؟ شو اسمه؟
كل شيء يعني أنا أبو كرش. I ate everything. I ate especially my favorite food will stay always ملوخية will be كباب كراس يعني لحمة بالكراس أكيد كبة فاصولية. There is a lot of things I really love. I love to eat, so it's an easy question. شوي صعب الحلبي بس يعني ما تعلمت أنا اللغة نظامية. عم بتعلم كل يوم مع الناس بس أنا لازم أتعلم أكتر. كيف بدي أقول ما بعرف يعني. المهم بهذا الفيديو وبكل شيء أنا يعني بحب سوريا بكل قلبي وأنا عندي أمل. عندي أمل للبلد، عندي أمل للناس، عندي أمل لسوريا. بس بدنا وقت، بدنا صبر. أكتر من هاد أكتر من هاد. يمكن في شيء أكبر على الطريق. في هاد الكلمة بالعربي يعني إذا ما كبرت ما بتزرع. كبرت أكتر من هاد يمكن. ما بعرف إيش هو المستقبل بس أنا بعرف شيء كتير مهم. نحن لازم فيها وانا فرنسي عم بحكي مثل سوري والله بس نحن لازم فيها اكثر توحيد. نحن لازم بحبنا سوريا اكثر. نحن لازم نشتغل مع بعض اكثر. نحن لازم نشتغل مشان مساعدة الناس اكثر. نحن لازم نفكر بطريق جديد مشان البلد. هلا في ازمه، في عقوبات، في كورونا، في كل شيء بصير معي بس اذا كلنا بدنا يعمل خطوه صغيره مشان يعمل شيء جديد، شيء حلو، شيء خير. كل يوم دا خير البلد. كل يوم دا خير ويعمل أكتر أمل، أكتر مستقبل، أكتر كل شيء. أنا بالنسبة لي أنا بقلبي أنا مثل سوري مشان أنا شفت كتير بالأزمة. شفت القذائف، شفت الموت، أولاد، شفت كثير. بالبرنامج كان عندي بحالة مشان أنقاذ الناس، مشان شغل مع الأولاد. أنا شفت كثير 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 تو ماتش ولا كثير. مشان هيك أنا بالنسبة لي أنا هون بيتي، أنا هون بيتي. صعب كمان مشان مثل أنا كان بيقول بالأول الفيديو أنا أجيت لهون، أنا فرنسي، هو عم بيساعد الناس مع مصاري كل شيء، يعني شيء في شيء غلط، هو أكيد جاسوس في شيء. لا يعني ماني جاسوس، ماني ولا حدا سلبي، يعني أنا حدا بس بحب الناس، بحب يعمل شيء مشان يعمل، ما بعرف كيف بيقول بالعربي، عمل a difference، يعمل شيء إيجابي ويجيب الناس مع بعض ويعمل أمل أكتر.
بنحبك كثير.
بحبك كمان.